All right, family. God bless you. Yes, it's the time you've been waiting for. What? Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Well, I tell you, it is Black Women's History Month in April. Yes, it is. It is a Facebook notice, and I am celebrating a phenomenal Black woman who is dynamic. She's a coach, she's an author. She talks about health, fitness, but also she has a tagline that says, I'm going to make sure that I put in fact, I'm ad-libbing. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna orchestrate the best years of my life. Something like that. You know me. She's a smiling face on the other end. Everyone, our special guest is here. None other than Ron's Way. She has an experience coming up. Talk about waiting to exhale. You don't want to miss it. Everyone stay tuned. Senior Talk is live, and we're here to serve you. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Tell your friends, gather around. We're here for you. We'll be right back after our intro. Well, family, as I mentioned, today and the month of April is Black Women's History Month. And so we got a lot of great things in store for the latter part of this month, highlighting some pioneers in our community. But I had to take a moment to just express to this lady, I've been watching, you've been moving, and you're not putting your path after anyone. You creating your own path. So that's why you're here today. And let me tell you, I'm so excited. So let's do this. I got a little surprise for you before we go further. I want to share a great edit that I found on your YouTube page.
Oh,
about what you do.
You are a technical wizard, aren't you? You do it all, darling.
I'm working on it. Let me be clear. Senior Talk Media does not own the rights to this video, but I want everyone to see what you're doing in action. Then we're going to bring you back to our platform.
With higher expectations per generation, we can change the world.
All right.
Or change the way we look at it. My name is Rhonda Thomas, and I'm excited to be your host tonight for our...
I had a phenomenal time today. What I got out of it was you have to take care of self first, and everything else will follow. She's a phenomenal coach. I would advise anybody, if they want to change their lives, that they would come out and they would just make that jump. Just make that jump to do something different for yourself.
What I got out of today at Ron's Way was, as I look toward retirement, I need to look toward planning for it, and also look toward what's going to make me happy.
Rhonda, this was the most exciting and energetic event. You brought the energy. You attracted the intelligent, fun, and creative women. And I'm glad that I had an opportunity to be among them. Looking forward to your next event.
Having an opportunity for African American women of our age to get together to identify issues that are pertinent to our lives and find solutions to resolve them is an incredible idea.
So this evening was very great. I just feel like I am ready for a new me. I mean, I like the fact that, saying the daily affirmations. She had some good points. I really like putting yourself first, before others. Because so many times I am a teacher, I'm a mother, and I get so caught up with my students and my children that I do forget about to take care and pamper myself.
This was a great event. It was very informative. And the thing that I like is that Black women came together, and it was such a positive feeling from beginning to end. It went by so fast that before I knew it, the time was over with, but I truly enjoyed myself, and I know that I'll be back for another one. Thank you.
You are amazing. You are amazing. I haven't looked at that in like several months. You are amazing. Look at you, you little technical wizard. You really do it all, Miss Clara Hubbard.
Well, I tell you, we got to be our own engineer these days. It works itself out. So
I love it. I love it.
I am so excited, as I'm telling everyone. So welcome to Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard. How have you been?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. I feel like after watching that, it's like, oh my God, that was back in 2018 when I first did my first event, and happy hour event. And it was so successful and everyone enjoyed it. And they got the vision of what I'm trying to do. And I'm still on that same path, Clara. Since 2018. And so it's just expanding and things of that sort. But first of all, let me just tell you how impressed I am with you. You and Senior Talk, I have been trying to like be on your show. You're so popular, darling. And I love that. I'm serious about like what I'm talking about and what I'm doing for my more mature sisters. It's my heart. And so I knew we were going to collaborate and connect sometime. We've seen each other in passing at different events. So it's so good to be on your show. So let me just share that with you first.
Well, I am honored and I thank you. And, you know, I will say, as they say, for such a time as this, this is our time. Over the years, I had to put some things in place and take ownership that this was not a hobby. This is my career. This is my lifestyle. This is my life mission. And so now that we are here, I can offer this to you and we can go further in the community, because I like the word you said, more mature sisters. I'm sure a lot of them like that. But I call it people getting better with age. Same thing. So you have been orchestrating Ron's Way Experience. Woo-hoo! So tell us about the experience. Then there's an umbrella thing under you that people will learn about. But tell us about the Ron's Way Experience.
Okay, so first of all, let me, you know what, I'm so confused. I got these glasses on. I was reading and I need reading glasses. And I'm like, why am I like looking confused? Okay, so first of all, I you know, I have gone and you know, been part of different functions and have traveled and have had coaches in the past over the years. And as I start maturing into what I wanted to do, Clara, I realized that my target audience, I will be 63 this year. And so, so my target audience has always been trying to connect with my more mature sisters, right? And so the reason why I start creating this experience is because I feel like people go to events and they get what they expect. You know, it's a conference, it's an event. When they come to things that I'm doing, this is the experience part. When they come to things that I'm doing, I feel like they have an experience. It's not just, you know, paying some money and coming to an event. It's an experience. They walk away and they're like, wow, I've never experienced anything like that before. And that's the kind of conversation I'm getting. And especially because I tailor it to my more mature sisters, you know, my 50, 60 and up, my sisters who sometimes feel, and this is in some of the research and some of the stuff that I've talked to other sisters about, they feel like, oh, listen, I have been working at a job for 30, 35 years or whatever, a lot of us. And then when we retire, we're just like sitting at home, like, oh, is the grandbabies going to come over? I can watch them. And you have all these skills and all these things that you've been doing. Don't just sit back and just let life pass you by. Let's get healthy. Let's make sure that we're doing all the things that we need to do to use our brains, you know, to expand our brains, and for them just not to sit and drizzle to, you know, nothing. So I really, truly believe in us getting out there and still being active and still doing things. And I know that's what you've been doing with the seniors that you've been working with over the years. Clara, I've been following you. And I just think it's a wonderful idea because we are not lost. My mother is 97 years old, Clara. And when my cousin comes over and she comes and visit her and then talking to me, and if my mother she's talking to me too much, my mother will jump into the conversation and say, I'm still here.
Right.
Okay. So, and that's how I feel. I feel like we're still here. Now we have a choice every day when we wake up. we have a choice whether or not we are going to do something with that day and be like, you know, that kind of thing, or we're going to be like, okay, God has given me another day. I am going to live it. And I try to keep that positive mindset going all the time. That's the reason for my creating my products and things of that sort. Because even when I'm not there and talking to people and things of that sort, they can still take some of me away and still keep on that positive train of thought. And that's what that's all about.
Well, let me say, under your website, which I am putting here for our radio and listening audience and viewers, get on the website, everybody. There is something for everyone. What I want to tackle, as we could already mention, I mean, we got to bring you back maybe once a month because you got so much to do. But here's the thing that we need to focus on right now. It's my time. Own it.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay. So I am a CPS vendor, and so I've been a vendor for a while, and my company that I started is Ron's Way. And the reason why is because it's like an ode to my father. My father was the only one. My name is Rhonda, and he used to always just call me Ron. And I love my father dearly, so when I was creating my company's name, I came up with Ron's Way because it was my way of doing it, my way of getting healthier, my way of eating, my way of, exercising, my way. And so I said, okay, it's Ron's Way. And that's what I created. And that's been my business name for a long time. How It's My Time, Own It developed was when I was retiring, and I retired 3 years ago. When I was retiring, I wanted to do something more. I've seen all these young women out here, these influencers, and I've been following them, and I've had some of them that I've been coached by and have done some things with them. But I realized that it was more of a younger audience. Well, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, things of that sort, right? And I said, this is my niche. I'm all about, how do we stay engaged? How do we still get out there and be active and not feel like, well, I'm too old to do this now? No, you still can, but you got to surround yourself with those kind of people. That's why I like so much what you do, because, you take people to cultural plays, you do all kinds of things with your seniors. And I just think that that's amazing. And it's such a good group. So my friend Rosemary, she's the one who told me about you. And she says, girl, I went to this function over at Harold Washington Cultural Center and Clara Harbor, you need to get connected with her. She said she had these sharp women. They were out there in their hats and they were dressed to the nines. And it was a fabulous play. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so great. And that was my first thing to learn about your name. Okay. So It's My Time, Own It basically is an offshoot of Ron's Way for my 50 and up women. And so we talk about things that we're going through, whether or not that's grandkids or whether or not, that's like menopause and all the other things that we go through. And we feel a comfortable, no judgment, because I'm real big on no judgment, no judgment environment where we can just let our hair down and just relax. And that's kind of, Clara, what my experiences are all about. It's like you come in and I'm all about like, you ain't got to dress up. You can just be wearing at this event, especially, I'm all about being comfortable. You know how sometimes we get all dressed up and when we're going somewhere, this is one of those experiences where I want you to come comfortable. You can come in your jogging suit, it'll be cute, I know, but you can come in your jogging suit. You can come in your, your lounge wear that it's okay to wear outside. It's going to be this Saturday. It's going to be 80 degrees. I heard 70 something degrees. And I just want women to come and, you can put your little socks on, your little, socks on, take off your shoes and just chill and have a good time. And that's what we're talking about at Waiting to Exhale. So It's My Time, Own It. It's for my women older. Ron's Way. It's an umbrella. Ron's Way, and then It's My Time, Own It. And I also, and we'll talk about that at another time. You're right, I do have a lot to talk about, but I'll let you lead the conversation, Clara.
I'm on the receiving end. I'm learning too. It's all right. I can do that. I'm teachable. Trust me, I'm teachable. So one of the titles that I've read is Life Lessons for Black Women to Becoming the Best You.
Ooh, yes. Okay, so look at you. Okay, so that was part of what I was going to say. And I said, well, she's only asking me about It's My Time, Own It.
Go ahead.
somebody then did their homework. I see. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So what happened was that in my mind, Ron's Way, as I said, is the big umbrella. That's my thing, and everything else falls up underneath.
Yeah.
So when I was talking about us older, more mature sisters, all of us have some experience. Obviously, we've lived this long, thank God, and we've done some things in our lives. And so when I was doing this, I was working with some young women who are in their 30s, and they were like, well, what about us? Well, what about us? Well, you're just doing this for the older people. And I'm thinking to myself, life lessons for Black women, because I would be doing mentoring and coaching with some of the people who work with me, Clara, and they'd be like in their 30s and stuff, and they didn't know how to do this, they didn't know how to do that. I won't name some of the stuff they didn't know, and me and the older woman, we were like, what's wrong with these young people? They didn't come up like we did, obviously. And so it was a different ball game. So then that's where the name came, Life Lessons for Black Women. And so what I envision, and I'm comfortable with sharing it because, I don't believe in competition. I believe in us collaborating with one another. That's how I look at this, right? I do well, you do well, sisters supporting sisters. And that's one of my taglines too, sisters supporting sisters. I can share that with you. But It's My Time, Own It. Those women all have skills and things that they have learned over the years. And so I want to help them kind of figure out how they can monetize that and also give back to the 30 and 40-year-olds that can learn some stuff. And I'll give you an example of this. They can learn some stuff with Life Lessons for Black Women. So that's for my 30 and 40-year-olds. I don't really deal with like 20-year-olds because they still got so much to go, and they're too whatever. But my 30 and 40-year-olds, they still need to learn some stuff. And so let me give you an example. I have a woman who is in her 60s, close to 70, and she was a bank executive, like mortgage banking and things of that sort. And so my vision as time goes on, Clara, is to have events, experiences, should I say, not events, but experiences, have experiences where there are different people who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who have some skills that they can share with some of the younger people and hold conferences where women can sign up to come to the event. And then they were like, oh, I want to learn about like, how do I get a mortgage in a bank? Let me know the ins and outs. What are those strategies that I need to learn and how I need to fix my credit? That kind of stuff. So different people who are much older and what they've done in their past, just don't like let that go to the wayside. Actually, what are you doing with that to like be able to possibly monetize it as well? Because I believe in all of us sisters adding to that pension check, right? Getting a little extra. And so being able to share that information with some of the younger generation. And I think they will benefit. It's like, remember when Oprah was doing that show, The Youngins, or the older people teaching the youngins? That's kind of the concept in my mind. Like the Gladys Knights could be teaching the Rihanna's a little bit of something. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you this. After this program, we're going to meet in the virtual green room because I'm already there, and you're going to be a part of it. So stay tuned. That's after in the virtual green room. We won't share that with everyone right now, but that is just what I'm working on right now for September, which is also Grandparents Week, which is the second Sunday. But that's to come. Now, what I want you to share is you also have some coloring books, and we know coloring books. I remember going to an event about 3 years ago, and there were people on this glass vessel downtown where they were dementia patients, but they brought out coloring books. And just to see the art that they created through those coloring books, they were in another place. And it was so beautiful. Now, you have coloring books on different scales for children, adults, and all that good stuff. So where did that concept come from? Because I'm like, you on tour, we get ready to be on national tour, and all these other things ahead of us. How do you guys have to do a coloring book too?
I love it. I love it. You are really good at this job. Okay, so what happened was, as I told you, that I'm a CPS vendor. And so I've been a vendor for like about 16, 17 years. So I go in and I do parent workshops. I usually don't work with the kids as much. I work with parents, right? Because I feel like that's part of my conversation about when you feel good about yourself, it will show, others will notice. They will do one of two things: try to change you or be changed by you. You make the choice to either let people bring you down to their level or you raise them up to yours. It all depends on you.
Right.
And so my thing is, as far as like with the coloring books, when I would go in and do workshops at the schools, the ladies were all excited. You know, I brought some energy into it, and they were all like, yeah, this is good. And then I may not go back to that school for another year, you know, by the time that, you know, their funding roll around and they have other vendors that come in. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create something that I could have product that I could leave that would still keep them in a positive frame of mind, even when I'm not there. Okay. So that's where the coloring books came in. And so it's so many benefits. I have a list of 10 reasons why coloring is so good for adults. So it's not for my kids. I basically created this whole list of coloring books, and they're all different topics. There's 2 that is a variety of things. For instance, I have a coloring book. All of them are 20 pages of coloring, but also 20 pages of journal prompts. So on one page is the coloring, and on the other page, it's a journal prompt that kind of corresponds to what that page is. So people can really like think about what they're doing and things of that sort. So, excuse me. So that's where my coloring books had came out. So for instance, I have a career coloring book. It's called Career Entrepreneurship. So people who are in that, all of the images look like us. Sure. Us, you know, remember For Us, By Us. All of the images look like us, and all our beautiful, you know, like sizes and everything. And then I have one for career. I have one for positive affirmations. It's 20 pages of positive affirmation statements. And then it's 20 journal prompts. I have one for health, because obviously I'm also a health coach that I got certified about 7 years ago. And so I'm really into us being a healthier people, that we can combat some of these diseases that we've come down with over the years. That's a whole nother talk show of conversation that we can have, Clara. But so there are different topics and things. I'm looking up here on my board because I always forget something because I talk so fast sometimes. Self-care is another one, which I think is very important. Self-care, how are we taking care of ourselves? It's 20 pages and images. It's all about self-care. It's 20 pages and images. It's all about relationships. So each one of their 7 books, each one of them are topic generated. So you get what you want. And then there's 2 books that have a variety of everything in them. I don't have any sitting here. I should have been more prepared, but
we get it next month. We get it next month.
Yeah. They can go on my website and they can see a couple of pages of each one. So ronsway.com, and then yes, I see you got that scrolling over there, right? And then they can go on there and they can look at all of the coloring pages and the journal prompts. But they have been going very well. So I took that from the reason because I could leave people with something. So for instance, I had a school call me, and the coloring books came out 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, right at the same time with COVID, right? And so one of the schools called me and they were like, listen, we have more funds to spend. And, you know, can you do a workshop and then incorporate your coloring books? And then we'll just buy 100 coloring books for all of our parents who show up each time we have report card pickup. And that was wonderful. And so I did like a Zoom for them. They had their coloring books. We talked about the pages. We talked about how we were feeling. And so it's a great book club kind of thing too, with at the same time having fun with coloring. So that was the one thing I did. And then after that, I created puzzles. My sister had gone through breast cancer several years ago, and she hadn't did a puzzle since she was like a kid, I guess. Right. And so I got her a puzzle, and it was really helpful, and just her calming and just having something to do. And when you find a piece that you've been looking for a while, Clara, you feel like, oh, okay, I've been looking for that piece. This is great. And so the puzzle, she enjoyed it. And then I have an older couple of cousins and a sister friend. They're all in their early, later 60s, and they all love doing the puzzles. So I thought, let me see how I can move those coloring pages and some of the good pages out of the book, have them colored and make them into a jigsaw puzzle 500 piece jigsaw puzzle. And they have been going over very well. So I have 4 of them, one about relationship, all of the images about relationship. I have one that's about positive affirmations. I have one about self-care. And then I also, because I talk about not judging, I also have a book because in the book of the coloring book is If You Don't Cuss, Don't Buy This Book. I also created a puzzle for that.
Right. So let's do this. We have about a couple more minutes, and I just want you to first express the experience that they're going to have on this Saturday as they are registering for a Waiting to Exhale Ron's-Way experience.
Yes.
First of all, we want to definitely give a special Black Women's History Month shout out to the proprietor of Absolutely Anything Essential Gift Shop. She's a bad chick.
Yes.
She is a bad chick. We love you. We love you. We love you.
Yes.
And Tina Renee, let me tell you, you a bad chick. So tell us why you chose this venue. There has to be a reason.
Yes.
And tell us about the experience. I'm gonna go ahead and put your flyer up for our viewers who can check out.
All right, that's fine. So Kenya Renee, I love her too. And so she's had that shop over on 35th and King Drive for over 6 years now. I was just there the other day. We were doing some decorating stuff and things of that sort for the event. And she and I have crossed paths over the years. She's come out to one of my events. I do a sister supporting sister thing, and she came out and talked about her shop. So many people don't even know about her cute shop. Yeah. And so I'm starting to hold I have my products there in her shop. So she's got like, it's collectives, like it's different people who do different products. And so she was thrilled to have my products in there. So I got my coloring books. I created note cards. So people like to do notes, all of that. So the function is going to be there. And also people can shop at the same time. The function for Waiting to Exhale is $49. Obviously, we're going to be paying some Whitney Houston and things of that sort and some music. But it's going to be a fun event where we're just going to, I have a screen presentation that we're going to be doing. People are going to get the opportunity to chat and communicate with one another. Everyone should be vaccinated. I know the things are ticking up. You could wear your mask, feel comfortable with that. It's a comfortable setting. You get like a meal package thing that you'll have, part of the experience. There will be some wine. There'll be some non-alcoholic stuff. There'll be a bartender there to be able to do that. Great music, great relaxation time. A puzzle will be there. The coloring books will be there for people to color. It's $49, but they're going to get so much more from this experience and meeting great people that's our age and just having a good time and socializing. And that's basically what it's all about. We're going to talk about a lot of different things and different subjects that we can express ourselves and just feel comfortable. If people are kind of shy, they would still get something out of it because you would learn so much from everyone else there. And if you're kind of vocal like me and you, Clara, then you really can come and you can add some stuff to it. So that's basically what it is. Waiting to Exhale. We need to let go of all that craziness that's happening. And we know it's happening all around us in the world, and just exhale and have a good time.
Absolutely. So I want to first thank you for being a part of our program today. We definitely will have you back. There are many, many, many people who need to know. And also, I'm a part of a group that I want to connect you with called Sisters for Self-Care. We are across the country talking about women's health issues, specifically with an interest in heart disease. So we got it going on. And my sister Terry, Coach T, we love you because I'm sure she is watching from the beautiful state of Florida.
Love it.
But other than that, let me say your time and what you've offered to us has been very eye-opening. And what we want to express to women, this is also, if you look on Facebook, we have Rhonda's picture listed around a frame called Success After 60, because she is doing it. And that's why she is here with us today. Also celebrating African American Women's History Month. I love it. April is my month. I just showcase women who are inspiring others and where I can receive inspiration as well. And you have done that. So everyone, it's been a pleasure. Don't forget the event. It's on Saturday, April the 23rd at Absolutely Anything Essential. Go to Senior Talk Media. I have it posted. It's going to be on our Facebook page, YouTube. Go to ronsway.com. Get the information. Treat yourself.
I sent you the link. I sent you the link so that they could just click on the link for the tickets. It closes Thursday because I'm personalizing everyone's gift. So I need to be done by Thursday. So if they make a decision, they need to do it before the end of Thursday so that I can have all this done.
Absolutely. So we get all that out to the community so you'll know what's happening. But more importantly, let me just say that I thank you for making us a part of your day. Next week, we got another heavy hitter. Your sister, she going to command the room. Peggy Ricketts. She coming. Woo! She gonna lock and load us like you did, and I'm excited for that. So everyone, we will always ask you to please remember, what you look like when you're born is of your parents. what you look like when you perish are your decisions.
Oh, I like that, baby.
Got that from my brother Richard Gallion. I was at his play, and I keep using it. I'm just saying, I got that from Richard Gallion. I don't know if that's documented or copyrighted, but it's the beginning and the end. That's all I can say, and it makes a lot of sense. So everyone, as we always say in closing, in complete darkness, we are all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. We will see you next time for Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard.